Have you ever deleted a user or object in Active Directory by mistake and wished you could get it back easily? In this video, we are diving into two powerful features that help you recover from such disasters: the Active Directory Recycle Bin and the Tombstone Lifetime. What is Tombstone Lifetime? How Recycle Bin works? Why enabling it is a game changer for recovery. Whether you are a system admin or an IT student, understanding these features is essential for managing directory integrity and preventing accidental data loss. Let us explain how Active Directory safeguards your data, even after deletion. What is Active Directory Recycle Bin? The Active Directory Recycle Bin is a feature introduced in Windows Server 2008 R2 that allows administrators to recover accidentally deleted AD objects such as users, groups, computers, or organizational units without requiring backups or performing an authoritative restore using tools like msDS-DeletedObjectLifetime. Before the recycle bin was introduced, recovering deleted objects was a complex process that involved restoring from system state, backups, and performing authoritative restores, which could be time consuming and disruptive. Key features of AD Recycle Bin: it restores deleted objects with all their attributes intact, including group memberships and permissions. Eliminates the need for a system state backup for object recovery. Works only if enabled beforehand. It is disabled by default. Available in Windows Server 2008 R2 and later. So, by now we understand what is a recycle bin. It is a container that holds your object. When you delete an object, it holds the object for a certain period of time, and you can restore these objects with their membership and permissions and attributes, keeping them intact. And it is available in Windows Server 2008 R2. So before 2008 R2, you were able to recover it. However, that was a cumbersome process. But make sure it is enabled before you try to restore, like when you need to restore an ID. It is disabled by default. So it is recommended that when you set up your Active Directory, the first thing you need to do is enable the AD Recycle Bin. Now we will look into practicals, how to enable Active Directory Recycle Bin and how to restore deleted objects using the Recycle Bin. So I will share my lab screen with you. I have my domain controller turned on. I will log into my domain controller, and here you need to go to Active Directory Administrative Center. In Active Directory Administrative Center, right click and run as administrator. If you are logged in as administrator, you do not need to do that. And you select your domain from the left hand side, and here you see an option to enable recycle bin. It is that simple. Refresh, please refresh AD Administrative Center now. Okay, let us see. And now we need to refresh. We have enabled it. We refresh and enable recycle bin is grayed out now. So root.local, if you check in this domain, you see the option deleted objects, right? So you currently see there is no result found. So we have not deleted any object. So we are not able to find it. However, I will demonstrate. If we go to dsa.msc, Active Directory users and computers, and I delete this test user. If I delete it, you see I delete it and I refresh the administrative center, In deleted objects, I see test user. So I can right click and restore, and it is restored. Let us delete it again and refresh this page so it is back, right? So right click and delete it again, and it is back in administrative center in deleted objects. You see test user here. Right click and restore to. First option is restore. When you do a restore, it goes back to its original OU. So if I expand this part, OU is equal to service desk DC root.local and last known parent. So when you right click and simply click on restore, it will go to its parent location. However, if you want to change the location, you can select restore to, and then you can change its location from here. It is that simple. So now we know that if we have enabled the Active Directory recycle bin, we can go ahead and restore the data. But the question is, for how long the Active Directory recycle bin holds the data? There should be a time limit, a period for which the Active Directory holds the data. So to understand this concept, we will discuss it in the end. So to understand this concept, we will understand the Tombstone Lifetime. Now, what is a Tombstone Lifetime? So we will come back to this. So what is a Tombstone Lifetime in Active Directory? Tombstone Lifetime is the number of days a deleted object remains in the directory before it is permanently removed. If the Active Directory recycle bin is not enabled, deleted objects are tombstoned, stripped of most attributes but still present in the database for replication and recovery. Default value 60 days in Windows Server 2000 2003, 118 days in Windows Server 2003 Service Pack 1 and later. Now we will look into how to check and modify this Tombstone Lifetime. Now the best practice we will discuss is to set a Tombstone Lifetime that aligns with your backup retention policy and AD replication interval. Longer Tombstone lifetimes give you more time to recover deleted objects, but it increases the database size. So first, let us view and let us see how we can change the Tombstone lifetime in Active Directory. To do this on our server, we need to open ADSI edit, right, and run it as an administrator. Now, right click on ADSI edit and click on connect to. Select a well-known naming context, and from here we choose configuration and we click on OK. Now it connected to configuration on root DC01 root.local. Now we need to expand it, and CN is equal to configuration, DC is equal to root, DC is equal to local. From here we need to select CN is equal to services. Now under CN is equal to services, CN equals Windows NT and CN directory service. Now right click on this CN directory service and click on properties. From here you can see the Tombstone lifetime is 180 days. So this is what is default. My server is Windows Server 2012 and 180 days is by default. There is a PowerShell way to check it. However, I find ADSI edit a simple one. In the comment in the description, I will put the PowerShell command. So you can use PowerShell command to view it and change it. So if I want to change this, I double click on it and I can change it to 90 days, maybe 60 days. So this is how you change the Tombstone lifetime. However, I would suggest to keep it default. So this is the Tombstone lifetime. This is the time for which the Active Directory retains your object. All right. Now, when we talked about recycle bin, so coming back to the recycle bin, if there is a time limit for recycle bin to hold the object, if you have not explicitly set the limit in recycle bin, it follows the Tombstone lifetime. Okay, so we have enabled the recycle bin for now, but we have not configured the time limit for the recycle bin to hold an object, a deleted object. Now that is done by msDS-DeletedObjectLifetime that you can set for recycle bin. So we'll look into it. How do we set it up? How do we keep it null? So remaining in the same ADSI edit, you connect to the configuration, well-known naming context, then go to CN services, then go to Windows NT, then directory services, right click, click on properties, and if you search for so here you see msDS deleted object lifetime. This is the value. You can set it up through PowerShell as well. However, this is a one-time activity. I would suggest you to do it properly through ADSI edit. You can do it through PowerShell, no problem, but it is not something you do on daily basis. So it is advised to do it manually, going through ADSI edit and changing it. Now, here if you see msDS deleted object lifetime is not set, then any object which is deleted from your domain controller, it follows the Tombstone lifetime, which is 180 days. To avoid any conflict, what the best practice that I follow, I don't know what other organization follow, but what is the best practice that I follow and that I suggest is you keep it null and set the Tombstone lifetime. All right, so that was it. And best practice I discussed already. Set a Tombstone lifetime that aligns with your backup retention policy and AD replication interval. Longer Tombstone lifetimes give you more time to recover deleted objects. However, it increases your database size. You delete an object, it remains in your recycle bin, it definitely will increase the size. However, 180 days is default and we keep it simple and keep it default. Now the another scenario, even if you have not deleted an object accidentally, another scenario what the organization follow is if an employee resigns and comes back within 180 days. Special case, if an employee resigns after his identity is deleted after his last working day, if he returns to the organization within 180 days, you can simply go to recycle bin and restore his ID. If it is post 180 days, he will have to recreate the account. This is one another benefit of using recycle bin and Tombstone lifetime. And this slide I think I missed. Recycle bin is irreversible. If you have enabled, you cannot disable it. Default retention period, deleted object remain in the deleted object container for 180 days. That cannot be modified. Now we have not set the default lifetime for an object in recycle bin, so it follows the 180 days default of the Tombstone Lifetime. If recycle bin is not enabled, deleted objects go into a tombstone state and can only be restored using backups. No need to follow that. So whenever you are configuring your Active Directory, make it synchronize with your company retention policy for user IDs, groups, and objects. And that was it. And I hope it was quick and good learning for you. So we got to know Recycle Bin and Tombstone Lifetime in Active Directory. We saw the practicals on it. Next, we will go ahead and look for identities in Entra ID. This video was a bonus. It came into my mind after I created the video on Entra ID user accounts. What type of accounts are there, and if you're managing Active Directory and Entra ID, which and where you should follow, because you need to follow one source of truth for your identity. And if you have on-premise Active Directory in place, you should have these features enabled. If you like this video, do like. If you want more such videos, do subscribe our channel. We will keep posting such videos. Thank you for today. Have a nice day.